My work husband. This, of course, is Aaron Berger. I've known Aaron for, boy, we're inching toward that 20-year mark.
There.
We're getting there.
You mean almost 10 years?
And you're aging backwards, so
oh, God,
it ain't fair. But anyway, we are taking a trip back in time when it comes to our #1 brand. And so at the end of the day, I think this weird time in history taught us one thing.
That's
we
right.
can be very efficient. We can get a lot of things done at home if we have the right computer. What is the right computer? How about America's #1 brand when it comes to laptops? How about America's #1 brand when it comes to processors? And how about America's #1 brand when it comes to operating systems? The big thing for me is, listen, we sell a lot of and present a lot of different, what I call multimedia options. This is the one that's gonna help you get her done. Now, unfortunately, I guess the good news is I've got it for the show. And we actually moved this up in the presentation order simply because at this point, I've got a couple hundred, period. So let's do this. You choose your color and then you choose it with or without. We have 300 and 300 only.
Goodness
and
gracious.
that's total. That's total across the choices. So before I turn Aaron loose to give you all the details before it does sell out, let's start with the version without Microsoft. Okay, without Microsoft, we do have all 4, but remember, you saw that quantity left, which means you're probably looking at, in the dozens or fewer than 100 on any choice. In the silver, we've got about 3 dozen. In the gold, Steve, 3 dozen. In the rose gold, a little bit more, a few dozen, and then we're calling this teal, but the keyboard looks like a sliced agate.
Yeah,
so we've got 3 dozen there.
Pretty.
And gold, we now have the final dozen. And with Office, we have a dozen left in the gold, a dozen left in the silver, and the remainder of that would be in the rose gold. So the teal is already sold out. Now remember, we're doing 5 flex pay as part of our Labor Day weekend. Of course, everything always has that unconditional 30-day return policy. We also have VIP financing on this one. So 12 months without Office and 18 months with. So Aaron Berger, like I said, my darling Aaron. The thing is, I think for a lot of us out there, it's nice to know that we've got service and support with this that we normally only do with a Today's Special. And everything on this from the ground floor has been upgraded, hasn't it?
It's the best of the best. I mean, when you go through all the bells and whistles, all the things that you could sort of think, okay, my dream computer, what would I have on my dream computer? Well, I would have a backlit keyboard. I would have a touch screen. I would have the biggest screen available. I would have a biometric fingerprint reader. I would have a high definition webcam. Yeah, check. They're all in there. The one thing that I'll sort of start with and that I'll mention so much during this show, because it really is the key, it's literally the biggest thing, is the screen. Like Shannon said, we're inching towards knowing each other and working together for 20 years here at HSN, and I've sold an awful lot of computers, an awful lot of tablets, and an awful lot of smartphones. And in all of those years, many times, because you guys get to talk to us, we get to listen to you. And in fact, say hi to me on Instagram. I'm _Aaron Berger. Love to talk to you and try to share some tips and that kind of stuff. Anyway, I've listened to everything from, Aaron, we don't like your haircut, to I should have bought a bigger screen. I hear that all the time with so many electronics I sell. There isn't a bigger screen. I've never once in almost 20 years heard, I wish I'd bought the smaller screen. Everybody, because the human condition is that we age. It happens to every single one of us. And that, your eyes aren't getting any better, right? So having a bigger screen, it means a lot of things. It means multitasking is better. It means, because you can open multiple things at one time and really see what's going on. So having that bigger screen means absolutely everything. This is literally the single biggest screen. There is not a larger screen on any computer anywhere, any portable computer anywhere that we sell. So it's the 17-inch screen. And the fact that it is the biggest screen, that's part of it, and that's a great part of it. But the fact that it's a touch screen really changes everything. In fact, I'm gonna just set this down. I'm gonna set the computer down for a second, and we'll sort of walk around the front and demonstrate a couple of things for you sort of in regards to this touch screen. So,
I'm shutting off my old lady lights so I don't interfere with the glare of the
that's taking one for the team right there.
It's like I'm taking one for the team.
I saw you doing that. So we have these lights that shine up at us, and they really are very flattering. And turning one on, I won't, we can turn the lights back on. I won't put the computer down there.
That is how much I love you.
That's something.
I was like,
what is she doing? They're gonna see what we look like.
I know.
All right,
it's terrifying, isn't it?
Having the touch screen is having the big screen is one thing, but having the touch screen means never wearing your reading glasses, among other things. So you can probably see that there's an A+ there, but you probably couldn't read that said A+, see our top picks for the best year ever. Shop back to school. You can see everything. When you can pinch and you can zoom, you literally don't necessarily need your reading glasses anymore. So being able to see the screen is where it starts, and then again, every upgrade from there. We have not yet talked about, we will. I'm gonna let Shannon, Shannon will update you guys a lot during this presentation because we do have, I think it was less than 100 that you showed,
yeah.
But we'll get into Pentium here in a few minutes because this is also the #1 processor.
So here's the thing, and I want you to shop with confidence, but the other thing you have to realize is there is a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So I guess my biggest or my best advice would be at least get it, at least grab it, at least secure it, and then quite literally, and this is not what normally happens at traditional retail, you've got 30 days to move into this. So you can get it at home, you can try it as you buy it, there's no restocking fee. We also help you monitor your budget. I was telling Bill and Aaron, I had a bunch of repairs. It's like between the car and the cell phone and the garage door, everything went at once. So we're all aware of budgets, I think, especially when kids are back to school.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Don't let that prohibit you from getting a better computer. And I say that because, especially in the world of computers, sometimes people get very penny wise and pound foolish. And they're like, well, I can't afford the computer I really want, so we get the computer that we can afford, and then you end up replacing it 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, you know, a year down the road. That is not this computer. And you have to understand, when you're dealing with all the big brands, when you're dealing with a touchscreen, which, by the way, that is a huge monetary upgrade if you were doing or shopping for these features a la carte at retail. You get that wireless mouse, that's no small feat. Most of you are choosing it with Office. That's one of the reasons we try to bring in more of the versions with Office. We're doing free shipping on this one as well. And Aaron, I know we want to talk text and specs. Yes, that VIP financing is available, 12-month without Office, 18-month with. But I have to sing the praises of that 123 support.
Let's get into it.
Because that has a huge, I can tell you for a fact that just the judgment-free technical support alone is hovering around that $400 mark.
That's right.
It's pretty close to that. So let's talk about the support, and then let's talk about the text and specs.
Deal. So here's the thing. HP is the #1 selling brand at HSN. For all the great things that HSN sells, for all the health and the beauty and the fashion and the fitness. I look over here, as I've been sort of telling this story over the past few days, we've started to get out some of our fall stuff. So there's this really, you can't see it, but there's this really pretty fireplace, it's got pumpkins, and we saw the best fall decor here. Oh, I think we're gonna show it to you. I see the camera moving. Anyway, my point is, we sell a lot of great stuff at HSN. The #1 selling brand, yeah, isn't that pretty? Love it. Just really pretty stuff over there. The #1 selling brand is HP. And that makes, how we say, it means we can't sleep at night. We at HP can't sleep at night. Everybody wants to be the #1 selling brand at HSN. It's a huge business. So I do this huge preamble to tell you, we do things for HSN. We, HP, do things for HSN that we don't do for any other retailer in America. And one of those things is what I'm about to show you that Shannon said has, you know, a $400-ish value. That is the judgment-free IT support program, the 123. This is normally most typically reserved for today's specials. Yep. But this is a really big weekend. This is the final show on this computer for the whole Labor Day weekend. This is it. Last show is right now.
Oh, you're not on with Adam in open house?
No, ma'am. This is it.
Kidding.
So the next 15 minutes are the last time you will see this weekend. And we include 1, 2, 3. 1 year of accidental damage support. That means if you drop your computer, if you spill on your computer, if your kids knock your computer off the coffee table, it doesn't matter, whatever happens. We're not gonna ask any questions. We will repair with original HP parts, or we will replace entirely your computer for a full year. If we stopped there, that's enough extra. That is enough extra to go, yeah, I mean, they're giving me basically a 1-year mulligan. I can do anything I want, and they'll repair the computer or give me a new one. That's absolutely right. That's the beginning. Then it gets to the #2. 2 years of HP Smart Friend. HP Smart Friend is your friend in the tech business. Any question you have, how do I turn on the backlit keyboard? Oh, this has Windows 11. How do I use widgets? Or how do I use Microsoft Teams? Or how do I move all of my files from my old computer to my new computer? For example, we have a product on hsn.com called PC Mover. to which I would direct your attention that'll help you do that. And then three years of Find My HP. Find My HP is kind of like LoJack for your computer. If you lose your computer, if your computer is stolen, if you can't find it, did I leave it at the office, is it at the gym, whatever. Those are the places I go. Then we will help you find your computer for 3 years. So Shannon, a year of accidental damage protection, 2 years of HP Smart Friend, 3 years of Find My HP. That's a huge, huge additional value in addition to really one of the most powerful computers we've ever offered.
Well, and part of the reason that this is your final chance for our big holiday weekend and celebration is there are so few of them to go around.
That's right.
So for the most part, if you're choosing the version without Office, we're hovering around, in the dozens. But when you saw that quantity left, remember that is distributed between all the colors and all of the various choices, whether you do it with or without Office. The other thing about this is, and that's why I keep going back to that 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, you have a month to move into this, but I would absolutely recommend that you reserve yours now. Not only is it the last presentation, these are the final quantities with no back order and no wait list. And to go back to that 123 or 321 page, you are not paying anything additionally for that. And part of the reason I want to make that clear is HP, let's be honest, they're sold elsewhere. They are America's #1 brand when it comes to laptop computers. You know very well, and whether you've purchased a computer recently at a big box store or not, the first thing that they ask you when you check out is, first of all, do you want additional software? And then, do you want support? The big thing for me is that technical support, that judgment-free technical support alone, to me kind of is worth the price of admission. Then they'll also offer you a 1-year accidental damage, protection plan. Now we do have Protection Plus. You always can, because you're gonna have this computer for a while. You're gonna move into it for a while. But those are all services that are normally sold a la carte. And not only that, when you get, just as a general rule, and I'm not gonna finger point at retail, I'm not trying to put shame in anybody's game, when it comes to the service and support component of that, which again is hovering close, skosh under that $400 value, remember that is not a team of experts that HP has hired. And again, I'm not trying to put shame in anybody's game.
Big difference.
But it's generally speaking a technical support team that is farmed out to a third party. So this is something that HP does for you. It's like your own private little concierge. HP really does. They want to maintain their status as our #1 brand here at HSN. Now let's do a quick little quantity update because I promised that Aaron would get to do the text and specs for us. So with Office, rose gold and gold now on the with Office version. And then without Office, we do have all four, but I say all four in the famous air quotes because there are like a ton of them to go around. They're just a couple hundred, or actually a few dozen in each individual choice. And the teal is the one, that's the one that Aaron is going to demonstrate. And remember, that is only available with Office, correct, Steve? Or without Office. So if you want that teal, the other ones have like a silver keyboard. Let's talk text and specs before it sells out.
Let's do it. Okay, here we go. So let's start with the processor. HP, #1 computer manufacturer in America. This is the 3 big #1s. The #1 computer manufacturer in America. Intel, bum, 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 bum. Yeah, those guys. Intel, the #1 processor brand in the entire world. We're gonna show you this video twice. This is not just Intel, it is the upgrade. So it's not the Intel Celeron, it's not the introductory Intel, it's Intel Pentium. It's not Intel Pentium Silver, it's, again, the upgrade. It's Intel Pentium. Pentium's probably the best known line within Intel. Intel Pentium Gold processor inside. So Intel Pentium Gold means you have really one of the best processors, one of the best consumer processors anywhere. What's it designed for? It's designed for work. It's designed for play. It's designed to be on the go. It weighs only 4.8 pounds. Multitasking. Do you know this computer has over an 11-hour battery?
Oh, wow.
Photo and video editing, gaming. We'll talk about gaming more with Windows 11 here in just a few minutes. And again, taking the computer with you, yeah, it's the biggest screen that you can get, but it's one of the lightest too. Weighs 4.8 pounds, has an 11-hour battery life. We'll get into Windows 11 and we'll get into the size of the solid state drive. Shannon, it's a 512GB solid state drive, which is maybe the biggest we've ever done. If we've ever done a terabyte, I don't remember doing it. kind of thinking back maybe in an all-in-one or something, but the 512 gigabyte means a lot of movies, a lot of music, a lot of apps.
Well,
that you
and
can
correct
download.
me if I'm wrong too. I mean, all of those specs, which by the way, our buying team curates with HP directly, right?
Absolutely.
So they kind of put together a list of things that our customers want and what will service them well. So someone doesn't have to be doing a lot of video editing or animations or building graphics.
Do you watch Netflix?
Right.
Do you get on Facebook? Do you do social media? Do you talk to your kids' teachers or talk to your loved ones on the webcam? That's what it's designed to do.
It is, and I mean, that's why it's so important that you understand. Listen, we sell a lot of great, different options and what I call multimedia sources here at HSN, but if you want what I kind of affectionately and tongue-in-cheek call the get-her-done computer, this is the get-her-done computer. This is the one that you move into and you don't worry about, replacing it, thinking about another one for a long time. And it's funny, like even with all the home repairs that I was doing this last week, they offer you a choice of good, better, best. Do you want the really good garage door opener? Do you want the kind of sort of good, with me, and especially because it's on FlexPay, if you really want to move into this for some time to come and you really want to know that it's going to get it done, and by the way, be easier and more fun to use because of that touch screen, that does not go unsung by me, because if you've ever had a computer where you keep tapping that screen like, doggone it, make it work.
Right.
I mean, we're all used to that with our tablets and our cell phones. This gives you the opportunity to have that ooey gooey user interface and still giving you the bigger screen, giving you the better processor, giving you more memory, which allows you the freedom of doing more things without what I call the F factor. That would be the frustration factor.
Yeah, no,
where make it work.
Nice
Why is it running? Why isn't it going fast?
Yeah, no.
I mean, the memory in all of these specs really help, don't they?
It's extraordinary memory and extraordinary RAM that's built in. So let's get into some of those things. I'll tell you what we should talk about. So we've talked about two of the number ones, HP, the number one computer manufacturer in America, Intel, the number one processor manufacturer in the world. Let's spend a moment with the operating system. Very well known, it's Windows, and it's Windows 11. If you haven't bought a computer in the last year, you don't have Windows 11. We debuted it here. Adam Freeman and I had the pleasure to do that for the country about a year ago. Introducing Windows 11, built to bring you closer to the people and the things that you love, creating, connecting, and playing across the world. Our lives have certainly changed in the past couple of years, and some of the things we've learned to do, go to the grocery online, see the doctor online, they've been things that we like, right? So some of those things we want to do better. So the operating system is designed to help you stay productive, for example, being able to snap apps into place, being able to multitask easily, and having a bigger screen, boy, that makes multitasking so much easier as well. Connecting with one touch, and you're on your webcam talking to your friends and family. You don't need to set up a Zoom room. You don't need a passcode. You don't need anything like that. So it's just become easier and easier because Microsoft Teams is now for the first time built into your computer. The visuals on this computer are unrivaled, as that says, and truly unrivaled gaming experience. To that end, the Microsoft Store has been redone. In the Microsoft Store, you download your movies and your music and your apps and your games. You can also download the Game Pass. You can subscribe to the Game Pass. If you do, this is kind of the big news for gamers, you'll have access to over 100 Xbox games on your computer. I'll say it again. You'll have access to over 100 Xbox games on your computer. So it's extraordinary. In the past, you would have to have an Xbox console to do that, right? But in this new world of Windows 11, a lot of the processing for the gaming is done in the cloud. Then the rest of it kind of finishes down here in your Intel Pentium processor, which, by the way, this processor compared to a processor from 5 years ago. So a 5-year-old processor, it is 12 times, up to 12 times faster 12 times faster 3D gaming, up to 8 times faster high-definition video conversion. 12 times better 3D gaming, 8 times better high-definition video conversion. So when you put all these things together, when you put the newer processor together, when you put the latest operating system together, I'm gonna let Shannon update you guys again. Then I'm gonna talk in my last probably 5 minutes about RAM, and I'm gonna talk about the solid-state drive. RAM especially is something that people who shop computers shop processor first, and then they shop RAM. Well, probably screen size, then processor, then RAM. So we'll talk especially about the upgraded RAM here.
Absolutely. So a couple of things are happening. I know we've got lots of you who are selecting it. There is a lot of information to process. Yes, I mean that pun intended. You know, see, I can't do the Pentium song, but you know, I'm full of little puns.
Got puns everywhere.
Yes, I am. You know, but here's the thing that you need to realize. Now, if you want the version with Office, it is now gold only, Steve, or rose gold only? Sorry, rose gold only with Office. If you want the version without Office, we do have the selection in all of these, but just realize it's a couple dozen on either choice. We have just a couple hundred available, and there is no downside to at least reserving yours. Because remember, you can move into this. We're going to pay to send it to you. You could do that apply and buy promotion. If you already have an HSN credit card, remember, you could do that VIP financing. It's entirely up to you, but at least get it at home and try it and do it. And you know, the thing is, if you're really thinking, well, I had my heart set on that teal, I wish they had Office, you know, it's not a problem to add that later.
No,
I mean, realize
on Microsoft.com.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And by the way, in fact, because you're going to get free technical support for 2 years, I'm sure they're going to have great options for you too.
Yep.
So just understand, there is a service and support package that we are including that is not sold a la carte, that is not coming out of your pocket. Trust me, somebody's paying for it. Nobody's giving away technical support, especially the company that makes your computer for nothing. But it's just part of the incentive that HP does for our customer and for you. And that's whether you're discovering us for the very first time or if you're looking for the last computer that you're going to need for a long time to come. So move into it, get it, select it, try it as you buy it. That's what I call FlexPay. So you can literally meter out those payments. You don't have to put the whole shebang on there, you know, at once, and we will send it, we'll zip it off to you. It is free shipping. But once you get this in your hot little hands, I think people will really come to appreciate what it's like to use a better computer. As an example, they just moved the host to the upstairs area, which is nice because now I've got my own little enclave.
Oh, nice.
But I truthfully, and I was talking to my boss about this, I mean, my computer could actually stand an upgrade. And it just makes me understand that, you know what, the processor matters. Yes, the screen matters. Yes, the RAM matters. Yes, the memory matters. And so all of those things that really matter, whether you're, you know, streaming movies or just scrolling through your Netflix or through your Facebook or Instagram feed, you're going to have more fun with this. Yeah. I mean, you just are.
And you notice it every day. You're on your computer every day. So it's not like something that once a week you go, oh gosh, maybe I should upgrade. Literally every day, and often for hours a day. So you deserve a better experience on it. One of the reasons the experience here is better is because of the RAM. We have a little, it's not a video, it's a still that we're going to show you. That's just an example of what is RAM in your computer. Basically, RAM gives the computer space to work. So it does two things. It helps in multitasking. You can multitask more quickly. Right now, if you get on your computer and you open more than one thing and it starts to slow down, you may very well not have enough RAM. The other thing is speed online. You gotta have a lot of RAM to have good speed online. If you ever hear yourself saying, the internet is slow today, the internet really isn't slow. If you have Wi-Fi in your house, the internet's really fast, but your computer might not be able to process all of the information. You know, it's like a fire hydrant of information, high definition video, high definition audio, everywhere, tons of media coming into your computer now. It has to have a lot of RAM in order to process all that quickly. 8 gigs is a lot. It's double our typical offering. Most of our computers have 4 gigabytes of RAM. We've doubled it here. And then last but not least, this has a solid state drive. So it's lighter, it's quieter, it's faster. It weighs about 4.8 pounds. There are no moving parts inside your computer. We'll show you a little video right now that compares the older hard disk drive style to your new computer, which again is a solid state drive. Faster boot up, your applications load more quickly, you have a better battery life, over 11-hour battery life in a 17-inch computer. It's extraordinary. There are no moving parts. And it's quieter, so whether you are booting up your computer, whether you are switching between applications, whether you're multitasking, you just have a better experience. Maybe if I just have 30 more seconds, we have one more video that we can show you. Do you guys know there's a fingerprint reader in this? It's so cool. There's just a real cool factor to it. I will tell you, when we build our nicest computers at HP, sort of the last cherry we can put on top is a fingerprint reader. If you see one with a fingerprint reader, you know you're buying the latest technology in our computers. So we don't have the video, but I'll just point it out. What this means is you can log in just using, you guessed it, your finger. It's a biometric fingerprint reader, so you can still use a passcode if you want or a password if you want, but this allows you to use any of your fingers to log in really, really simply. It's the safest, easiest way now to log into your computer.
Well, and you know, to put the value into perspective, and by the way, these are going, gone. That's one of the reasons that we moved it up in the show, is because we know there are only a couple hundred available. And remember that 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. It does. I mean, you can move into it and say, you know what, it's not my cup of tea, and send it back to us. There's no restocking fee. But one of the repairs I had was my cell phone, and it makes me think of that fingerprint reader on my cell phone. My cell phone was $1,200. Yeah. I'll just tell you that right now. It's a cell phone. It's a cell phone. Right. It's a great cell phone. It's a fabulous, but it's a phone.
Right.
So your computer is about half off what I spent for my cell phone, and you know, that's why I say when you move into this, you really appreciate what the better specs offer. So I hope you do it. If you're new to HSN, this is a great place to start. All right, extended coffee break, because you're coming back next hour.
The RCA is finally back in stock. It's a weekly deal drop.
For my last call, y'all show.
Here we go. All right.
My favorite hour.
See you in a few minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, love.
Okay, bye, honey. Hey, don't hang up on the HP. Remember, it is final quantities there as well. We are skadooting along. Thank you, Aaron. Hey, do you know what? Okay, speaking of electronics, we are doing, I have to always say this very slowly and enunciate it. Tech ships free. I know. Somebody who wrote that copy is not familiar with my work.